Okay, happy Spiritual Sunday. Okay, we're going to begin as we always do. Hopefully this new moon of Taurus for all of us will give us a little more spiritual awakening. Spiritual awakening. They say generally it's the month of healing. But in simple terms, whatever problems you have, the month of Taurus gives us the ability to heal that issue. So this is why every week we have our affirmation, help just consistently ingrain in our mind the truth so that we'll be able to live more and more of that truth. Consciousness is everything. I raise my consciousness today to see the miracles and wonders of life. I commit myself to behave with greater love, compassion, and kindness towards all human beings. And so let's get started. What I want to remind us today as we start with this particular Spiritual Sunday, God did not create Jew, Christian, Muslim, Buddhist, Hindu, black, white, yellow, brown. And we are therefore not here to be a Jew, a Christian, a Muslim, black, white, yellow, European, American, South American, what have you. We're going to come to understand today for every human being. It's thrown out there. Why am I here? How did I get here? What's my purpose? What are we doing in this world? So today I want to give you what the Zohar and the Kabbalists teach us. And if we keep in mind the Zohar, which is the source of all Kabbalistic wisdom, is the blueprint of the universe. And therefore, those of you who have been following us or learning in the Kabbalah Center, you understand. The whole mission of the Kabbalah Center this year is now our 100th year anniversary since we were began by Rav Ashlag in 1922. The whole mission is, as you'll come to see more clearly, to give this wisdom to the people it belongs to, which, as we'll see very clearly this morning, is every human being. And then we'll come to understand with greater clarity why there's so much discord and how we can bring back the original peace and harmony. So we're going to start on a journey. A lot of people may talk about why people are in this world, but we want to get back to the original cause. Where did we come from? Where did this world come from? And therefore, why are we here? Because if we don't understand how this all began, then how can we really understand what the goal is? Could you imagine the game of football, American football, and somebody who had no concept of American football, but happens to be out near a field where people are playing, and he sees one guy running with the ball and a whole bunch of other guys chasing after him. So if he didn't understand the whole idea of football, what the purpose was, how the rules work, what the game is about, he might run onto that field and try and, beat up the people who are chasing the one guy, because that's all he sees, right? One guy running and a whole bunch of people running after him, like really in perception even, in the game, to actually beat him up, tackle him and knock him down. So sadly, for thousands of years, people have come up philosophically with a lot of ideas why we're here. Nobody can tell us really how we got here. Even evolution doesn't teach us what we're about to learn today. So imagine then, if we're all caught in like the middle of the story, like that guy who sees the football game who had no concept of football, we could all be doing the wrong thing. And how do we know in some way or another we all are? You and I, perhaps to a lesser degree than a lot of people out there, but how do we know? Simplest thing. There's discord, pain, suffering, disease, divisiveness, hatred in the world. Simple. If we believe in a perfect God, perfect creator, then that's not meant to be. So we're going to come to understand now. So I'd like to ask you, just for a moment, close your eyes. I just want to take you on a journey. We're going to go beyond time, space, and motion. We want to just feel a greater sense of peace, joy, happiness. Feel that you're surrounded by the infinite force called the light of the Creator. Just enveloped in that light, and allow yourself to open your heart and your mind. To just allow yourself objectively to take in that which we are about to share. Okay, open your eyes. So here we go, we're on a journey. You ready? Where, I like to say, I was a Star Trek fan in the original Star Trek. So we're going to go where no person has gone before, unless you've taken Kabbalah 1. So you have this infinite light. Kabbalistically, it is the source of all lasting fulfillment. So when you think about those moments in your life where you've had a sense of accomplishment, happiness, ecstasy, whatever, that's just like a microscopic piece of the infinite light of the Creator. And as the Kabbalists teach us, just like this physical light, once you turn it on, it just shares, it just emanates out. So too, this light of the Creator just wants to emanate, just wants to share. And the Creator, which is not God as most of us think about it, we really have no word to truly understand the emanator of the light, but for this morning we're going to just call it the Creator. So the Creator wanted to share its light, wanted to bestow beneficence, goodness, on that which it's about to create. So in order to share, if you think about it, and again, this is metaphorical, don't think there's a physical Creator and he has or she has these different emotions or whatever. It's a way that we can grasp the concept that's in a realm, like we said, beyond time, space, and motion, before any physical universe existed. So the Creator wants to share its light, because when it shares the light, that's when the Creator, metaphorically, will feel blissed out, will feel the experience of having shared its light. So in order in this world before creation, before the Big Bang, before the physical universe, the Creator, because it is the Creator created a receiver, a container in order to share its light. What you and I have come to understand here in the center, that receiver, that one, as we call it, vessel, created a vessel, a container for its light. That vessel is the soul of every human being. One infinite vessel in the endless world. And now what happens? The Creator created a vessel to receive its light. What was the thought of the Creator? I want to share my light. Now there's a vessel. The Creator takes its light, shares its light. The light is now revealed, manifest. The Creator is eternally blissed out. And here's the key. The Creator's job is done. Creator has no more work. Not in that universe, not in this universe. So what's the rest of the story? The rest of the story is only from our point of view. We, the vessel. Only one vessel. So let's think, in the endless world, our soul is now filled with the infinite light of the Creator, the source of all happiness, joy, peace, prosperity, love, all the good things we can think about. Our soul is full. So why did we come into this world? Remember, from our point of view. So there is a law, Kabbalistically, it's called the law of affinity, or the law of similarity of form. In our terms, very simple. Things that are alike will be close. Things that are dislike each other will be far away. Not necessarily by distance, but by sensation, right? Opposites do not attract. Opposites repel. Like attracts like. So now imagine, the Creator has filled the one soul, the one vessel, with light. The nature of the light is to share. The nature of the light is to emanate and bestow goodness. The nature of the vessel is to receive. So the first thing we now understand clearly, why is it that every human being, from the moment we're born, as a human being, all we want to do is receive, 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 receive. I don't know about you. I've never seen a 3-month-old baby say, hey, mom, let me help you out. Let me share with you. I don't even remember seeing too many toddlers that way, right? Unless they want to get something. Hey, mom, I'll do this for you if you do this for me. And as adults, do we not want more? Ask yourself, why do we want more? Now we understand why every human being on earth wants more than we've ever had. Because in our soul, we have already experienced complete fulfillment. So until we are completely fulfilled in this world, we will always want more. And that's why we want to understand that the inherent nature of a human being is desire to receive, vessel. So now imagine here we are in the endless world. One vessel, infinite light. You ever pour hot water in a cup? What happens to the cup? Starts to feel warm, right? The cup, our vessel, us, our soul wants the light, but here's the paradox. By receiving the light, we are dissimilar to the light. We are receiving, the Creator, the light is sharing. So now our vessel is being filled with the awakening of sharing. I want to share, I want to share, I want to share, I want to share. Because now, like the cup that's taking on the heat of the hot water, so it starts to emanate its heat in simple terms. So you and I, and again, there's only one, you and I, when we're in that endless world, we're thinking, you know what, I want to share, I want to share. I don't want to receive. Why? Because I want to have everything the Creator has, infinite bliss. I have the ability, I have light inside me, that's where we get free will. I have the light, which is sharing. We are vessels, which is receiving. So the more we're receiving the light, the more we're beginning to feel more and more that we want to share. But we're receiving. So in the endless world, we have no ability to share. We have the power to share, we have the light to share, we have free will to share, but we cannot share because there's no empty vessel. So here's where the Big Bang comes from. Are you ready? Remember what we want. We were created to want the fulfillment from the light, because in the endless world, that's all there was. No car, no house, no friends, no family, no money, no vacation, no clothes, just light. So we inherently want our fulfillment to come from the light, which means we want to share our light. In the endless world, we can't share. So what did we do? And again, remember, this is all from our point of view. We stopped receiving. We told the Creator, no, I don't want to receive anymore. Remember, our point of view. So if I ask you in this room, close your eyes for a second. Go ahead, close your eyes. What happened to the light in this room? From your point of view, did the light go off? Yes. Right? Open your eyes. Look, the light's still here. You close your eyes, the light doesn't disappear. Just from your point of view, you don't see the light. So the endless world, the one vessel, when it said, no, thank you, I don't want to receive anymore because I want to be able to share. And if there's no empty space, how can I share? If there's no empty vessel, how can I share? So when we said no thank you to the Creator, give us the ability to share, that's what the scientists call the Big Bang. The creation of our physical universe. Because we in the endless world, that still exists, obviously, like this room still exists filled with light, even if you close your eyes. From our point of view, we created an empty space. This world, this universe, the stars, the planets, the plants, the animals, everything is a creation of ours, not a creation of God. We use the power of the Creator, the light that's in our soul, to be able to do it. But then what did we come here for? We came here for only one reason: to be able to share our light. That's it, because we cannot experience happiness, joy, true prosperity, peace, harmony, protection in a lasting way if it's not coming from the light, if it's not because we've shared our light. So now, the vessel came into this world. How many vessels in the endless world? One. When it first came into this world, when we collectively said, no, I need to create a space where I can share, a space that looks empty, we came here. And those of you who are new, the Kabbalists teach that the 5 books of Moses is true, but it's also just, let's call it 1% of the story, like the tip of the iceberg. The Zohar and the Kabbalists give us the deeper meaning that applies through eternity. So if you read the first chapter of Genesis, there was only one being. There wasn't even Adam and Eve yet. There was one being, because most of us know the story, right? How did Eve come about? Well, the book says, again, literally, God took the rib from Adam, and from that rib built Eve. So that means one being, which means to this day, every human being from that point forward, from the endless world, there was only one. We are only one soul. And even though the next most miraculous thing happened to that one soul, that one being, it shattered into 8 billion pieces. Or I look at it as extended out into 8 billion physical bodies. But there's still, you cannot separate the soul, it's infinite. So every human being on earth is on a spiritual internet. From the moment we said no thank you and came into this physical universe, every human being has impacted every other human being and been impacted by every human being, because you can't disconnect from the spiritual internet. You can't get off the soul internet. You cannot unfriend people on the soul internet. All we can do is what we came here to do. Take the light from our soul, extend it out, and share with others. That's it. It's our only mission. "24/7. When we share 24/7, we will have eternal bliss. The light inside of us is potential. We don't experience the joy and happiness. Think about it. You ever give a gift to a friend of yours, a loved one? No? How about you? You watching? Anyone out there? Right? Nobody gives gifts. Okay. Remind me not to tell you what I want for my birthday. Okay. Right? So you have this gift. You're so happy. You're so excited. I can't wait to see their face when I give them the gift. So you have the potential. You're feeling like happy, excited, all the tingly feeling. You go to find your friend, your loved one, and you can't find them. You can't find them. You're running around everywhere, looking, calling, trying to figure out where they are. If you can't find them to give them the gift, all the tingly sensation, will it really be an experience of joy and happiness? No, because you didn't give them the gift. Your excitement is not having the gift to give. Your true experience of sharing is when you give them the gift and they're receiving it. So that's what we want to keep in mind. We came with all the potential. We came with all the ability to share. But now we got to find ways and means to share. And we've got to understand, where is the blessing? It's only when we share our light that it becomes manifest and we experience the light's blessings in all ways, shape, or form. So when we shattered into 8 billion pieces, that's when we, in this world, created color, religion, race, nationality, countries, political affiliation, whatever way you want to define a human being. But that one vessel that came into this world originally was like our physical body. Anyone out there have a physical body? How many of you would like to wake up in the morning Okay, not you. How many people out there, because I don't want to put it on you guys, Joe Smith out in the street, you think Joe Smith would like to wake up in the morning? Not that he'd wake up, but you'll get the idea, and realize inside his abdomen, there's only liver. No heart, no lung, no kidney, no stomach, just a liver. Hundreds of livers in his gut. Is that going to make him vital and alive? Would any of us be able to live with only a liver inside of us? No. What makes one human being vital and alive is when all the different parts of us that are within us are doing their particular function. The liver doesn't function the same way as the lung. The lung doesn't function the same way as the brain. So whether you want to call it whatever, the religion, the color, the nationality, countries, etc., those are not who we really are. That's not what God created. We gave those designations. But again, we're here for only one purpose. And the more we keep focused on that one purpose, the easier it will be to live it. Our job is simply to take light from our soul and share it out into the world. More and more every day. That's why our affirmation is what? Greater love, kindness, and compassion. So if I already did 1,000 acts of love, kindness, and compassion, then our work today is do 1,001. And then 10 minutes later, 1,002. Just keep adding to it. Why? Because when we share our light, remember, we get the blessing. We have the revelation. So part of our issue is what? When I share with somebody, I'm waiting for them to share back with me. But probably all of us have heard of something called the law of attraction. Like attracts like, cause and effect. What goes around comes around. So part of what we teach here in the Kabbalah Center is as you share, remember, the blessing is as you're sharing your light, not necessarily physical things or words or what have you, but light through them, through your words, thoughts, and actions, then the light becomes revealed and it'll find a way to go around the world and come back to you. Right time, right way to your greatest good, for your highest blessing. Let me ask you this. You ever had like a thought just jump in your head? Like we'd say our intuition. I don't know, I'm wondering, what should I do? I have a quandary, I have a question. And all of a sudden, the thought pops in your head. Ever happen to you? Or all of a sudden, the right person comes along or some amazing thing happens. We call it synchronicity. You ever had that happen? Yes. So that is a result of one day, yesterday, or it could have been 10 years ago, you did that act of greater sharing, and you didn't get it back right away. But a week later, 10 years later, it made a circle around the world, and it came back to you as that thought, that person, that idea, that synchronistically gives you blessing. The answer to something, somebody helps you out, whatever it may have been, some good thing happens to you. So stop looking for instant gratification. Stop looking for instant fulfillment. That's not the work of our universe. It's not why we're here, simply to share, period. Now, remember the vessel? The nature of the vessel in the endless world, our true inherent nature, desire to have fulfillment from the light. So my teachers, the Rav and Karen, always said, why do we teach Kabbalah, right? The Kabbalah Center. Why did the Kabbalists call this wisdom Kabbalah, which means to receive, if the only thing we're here to do is share our light? Paradox, no? The endless world we were already receiving. Why do we have to come here to receive? As we've spoken, simply, we came here just to share our light. But, so why do we teach Kabbalah and call it to receive? Because sadly, without giving you all the details, go back and review Kabbalah 1, or if you haven't taken it, take it again. We have this add-on artificial, I like to call it a parasite, voice in our head. Mine sounds like my voice, yours sounds like your voice. But that's the voice that's always told us we're not good enough, we're not capable, just be happy with the limited things you've got, feel you're limited, other people are so much better than you, all these foolish limitations. Because let's remember now, if we all came from one soul, filled with the light of God, nobody on earth doesn't have a soul full of light. Nobody on earth isn't a completely righteous person hidden inside the body that we have and the actions that we are doing. So the point of the center and why it's Kabbalah, as my teachers taught us, it's to strengthen our desire to receive the light. Not the car, the house, not people looking at me and say, oh, you're great and wonderful, not the respect. What? No. We need to strengthen our desire for the light, because as we strengthen our desire for the light, then what happens? Then I'll be focused on getting the light. The revelation of the light, like we said, is only by sharing. So then I'm not going to be focused on what they're saying to me. I want to share light because I want the light to be revealed and have that experience of the blessings of the light. So here comes, and if you look at the world today, and we're asking ourselves, how did the world get to this point? So I'm about to tell you. Remember the law of affinity, like attracts like. So that means we came in this world with our free will, with the light inside our vessel. We have two choices. Every action we do, let's keep it simple. The universe is a binary system, isn't it? Look at the most complicated computer you can think of. As complicated things as it can do, it's based on a binary system. On, off, or they call it ones and zeros. That's it. So then our life is the same thing. Act like the vessel, act like the light. So we learn here that when a person acts like the light, in harmony with the light, then our light gets revealed, blessings, even if it's clarity of my confusion. Even if it's clarity why I'm in this chaotic situation, but I now have clarity how to navigate out of it. Have you never been lost anywhere? You're driving around now, even you don't follow. You hook yourself up to your navigating system, but you don't follow the directions. Suddenly you're lost. So what happens? That's not the end of it. You go back to your navigation, says, okay, let me find a way, and then it tells you how to go. So that's not the end, being lost, and that's it eternally. Same thing. When a person does not act like the light, which we're going to mention a few different things here in a second. Well, let me give it to you. What's not acting like the light? Meaning, give me, give me, give me. Anger. When something triggers me to be angry and I just scream and yell, am I thinking, gee, I want to share my light? No, I'm thinking how to get. I want them to give me. I don't want the creator, the light, to give me. I want them to give me. So I scream at them and they back off. And they go, oh, Chaim, I'm so sorry. Ah, yes, I'm powerful. Stupid. At that moment, disconnect from the light. Put a spacer, or the Kabbalists call it a shell. The person who acts unlike the light, even though they have instant gratification, puts a shell around them that is a space. Now it's an added distance between them and their soul, them and their 100% fulfillment. So think how many times you have acted with anger. Or what about jealousy? Jealousy is also a selfish, self-centered emotion and action. Give me another spacer, more distance between our 100% fulfillment, our eternal bliss. Guilt. Guilt is a very difficult one. It's very insidious. Why? It's tricky. Because as we often talk about it, bad people don't have guilt. Person who does something bad, they listen to that voice in their head. They have justification. Yeah, they deserved it. They deserved me screaming, beating them, whatever it may have been. So they don't have guilt. So here we are, spiritual people. We are so spiritual. We're so good. We have guilt for the bad things we did. Because we've come to understand, I did that bad thing. Oh, terrible me. The trouble is, it's not being fixed. So guilt is still, oh, now I'm making myself feel good, but I didn't share light. It's again reactive, selfish, self-centered. And then, of course, intolerance. Easy to see. I can't tolerate them. Run away. They're terrible people. Those are all unlike the light actions. And sadly, they move the person away from the solutions in their life, the right people in their life, the true lasting prosperity in their life, protection in their life. They move themselves away. Not physical distance, because our soul is inside of us, but they distance themselves from the light of the Creator inside their soul. And therefore, they've also created distance and space between the light of their soul and the light of the other 8 billion parts of their soul. Now you wonder why there's discord in the world? Because we have created so many different shells and such distance that we have everything, and that voice in our head, that parasitic opponent, that will give us all the reasons why we should oppose other people, be discordant with them. Again, and I'm going to say it to you, I hope you understand it in this way. It doesn't matter whether the discord is about Jewish, Christian, Muslim, Buddhist, black, white, yellow, brown, Democrat, Republican, rich and poor, I don't know, European, Asian, American, what have you. That negative voice, parasitic voice, the selfish opponent that's challenging us, says, really, you came here to act like the light? Ha ha ha! Let me show you how you're not going to do that. So look at those people, they're making you feel bad, scream and yell. Push them away. So physically we're pushing them away. Spiritually we distance ourselves from our own blessing. We didn't change our life, just temporarily we got them out of our sight. Person goes to the dentist gives them Novocaine. They don't feel a thing while the tooth is being drilled. What happens when the Novocaine wears off? The pain of the drilling shows up. So if we have that spiritual pain, and how do you know you have spiritual pain? When something or someone triggers anger, jealousy, guilt, shame, ego, fear, sadness, criticism, then you know that's your pain. So the opponent says, just scream, yell, fight, run away, cry, whatever it may be, numb it for a little while. But it didn't change it. You didn't repair that distance between you and the Creator, you and your soul. You just temporarily have a little relief. And then what happens? Shows up. The pain comes back. Now something else has to come along and push that same button of the anger, the guilt, the shame, the greed, the ego. And then again, push it away. And then again, push it away. You wonder why the world is the same over and over and over again? One of the things that the Kabbalists say has not changed since the time of Adam and Eve: man's inhumanity to man, intolerant behavior, hatred for no reason. Maybe less in the world now, because for 100 years, the Kabbalah Center has been spreading the Zohar, teaching every human being on earth who wants to come learn this wisdom. So there's more light, less darkness, but there's still a lot of that. Still a lot of the discord. So how do you remove the space? How do you draw closer to your 100%? Imagine a person running. Oh, it happens in football every now and then. If you go, I'm sure you can find it on the internet somewhere. People who pick up a fumble. Hope you understand football. They pick up a fumble. Now they run the wrong way to the end zone. So every time you, me, or people on earth act the opposite of the light, it's like running further away from our heaven on earth, from our goal and our mission of being here, which is to have eternal bliss, heaven on earth, Garden of Eden, joy and happiness 24/7. So obviously, if they're running away, they got a lot more distance to cover. So how do we draw closer? The opposite things. Forgiveness. If I have to forgive that person that I thought did me a nasty thing, I have to make an effort to draw more light out of my soul and extend the light of forgiveness. Whatever they do, doesn't matter. It's not going to affect what good comes back to me. The fact I took more light of forgiveness inside me and I shared it, I sent it with my mind even, to that person, to their soul, to their vessel that wants that light, my light's been revealed. Yes, along the way, we may also get thought from the soul, thought from the light of the Creator in us, maybe to say something, maybe to do something. But the moment we're emanating greater light, we've got greater blessings that will last, not the instant gratification. Compassion, generosity, love, in the face of the opposite. That's how we grow. Yes, we all want to say, yeah, I'm happy to forgive my loved ones and the people that I care for, because, okay, we all know somebody's going to do something, but those people I don't want to forgive. Those people out there I'm judging. Those people I'm jealous of. Okay, my friends, family, I might not be jealous. Okay, it's nice they have this and this. Great. Then your life stays like a flat line. No improvement. You want to have more blessing? You got to extend more light. You got to forgive the person you didn't want to forgive. You got to give the donation you didn't want to give. You got to be compassionate to the person you didn't want to be compassionate. You have to be tolerant when you don't feel like being tolerant. You have to act with humility when you don't feel like being humble. That's how you grow spiritually. So when we think of the great Kabbalists that were just shining light all the time, because they had no jealousy, no anger, no fear. They overcame it. They transformed it. They were just pure conduits of the light, which if they can do it, we can do it. They're just showing, yeah, maybe they can do it on a higher level. The professional swimmer, let's say, just to do a different sport, the person, who swims Olympic time world record, it's still swimming. So you take a high school swimmer, they may not be as fast, but in essence, they're making greater effort every day to swim faster and faster. So the concept's the same for you and me. Our job is just to look in the mirror and say, how can I share more today? And how will I share more tomorrow? Don't look and say, well, but look at them. They're not sharing, so I'm happy where I'm at now. No, that's not true. We're not happy where we are. We know we want more. And at some point along the line, we're going to start feeling really anxious, stressed out about not having more, because our soul is 100%. And if we're not experiencing 100%, there's more. There's more to do. So the Kabbalists, as we teach from Kabbalah 1 forward, every challenge in our life is an opportunity to share. Why is it challenging? No challenge to spread the light. If you knew with absolute clarity that for every dollar charity you gave, you got 10 in return. For every act of tolerance and forgiveness you did, you got 10 in return. Your chaos would go away, blessings would show up. Would there be any question that regardless of what the other person does, you'd share unconditionally? Of course not. So then why does something challenge us today? Because we're still clouded in some percentage of darkness. Even if we're 100% revealing or if we're 70%, revealing 70% of our 100% potential, there's still 30 more to go. So in the 30 will be the experience that comes that triggers me to feel angry, jealous, fear, sadness, judgment, intolerance, whatever. So here's how we're going to change it. One is just strengthen our desire for the light. The second thing is, don't focus on what you're getting back from them. Envision what you're getting back from the universe, the right time, the right way, like we've experienced before. So I want to give you something me and a few of the students have come up with. The methodology. You ready? The method to change our life, keep it in your mind, called PEACE, the peace method. Now, if you don't want peace, inner peace, outer peace, peace in the world, don't listen. Close your ears now. Anybody out there want to close their ears? Okay, no, I don't think so. Okay. So here's the peace method. You ready? When a challenge happens, meaning something happens and you're triggered inside with one of those negative, not like the light emotions. P, pause. They used to say, if you're angry, count 10 before you do anything. We just simply call it pause. Pause, take a breath. Don't do the knee-jerk response that you've done before. E, embrace. Embrace the situation as an opportunity to reveal more light, get more blessing. Embrace it. Remember, here's your chance to put down one piece of light and get 10 in return. Embrace it. A, acknowledge. Acknowledge the emotion that wakes up. My fear, my anger, my jealousy. But also acknowledge that that emotion is the raw material that gives me the ability to share light. Because even that emotion is light just misused. In simple terms, the energy of hatred is actually love that's hidden in the actions of hatred. Jealousy is the light force of gratitude and blessings hidden in that green monster we call jealousy. My favorite example is crude oil. Do you put crude oil in your car? You sure do, just not in the form of crude oil. You take the crude oil, you refine it into gasoline, and the gasoline goes in your car. But if you didn't have crude oil, you never get gasoline. So if we didn't have that awakening, the triggering of our fear, anger, all those negative emotions, we'd have no power to share. So acknowledge that emotion is my ability to act like the light, but I want to take the shell off. So the C is now consciousness. Be conscious. Ask yourself, what energy do I want to come back to me? Because remember, what goes out comes back. So when a person puts out the energy of their anger and their ego and their fear and their greed and their intolerance and insensitivity, that's what will come back. So be conscious. What energy do you want to come back to you? Oh, I want forgiveness. I want prosperity. I want peace. I want love. Then that's what you have to put out. And then engage. E. Engage what? Ask the light of your soul, the infinite light. Ask for guidance. Ask for clarity. Ask for support. To have the strength to go against that opponent in your head that's saying, no, just scream and yell. Run away. Fight, bite, whatever it might be. Ask the light. And when you ask, you've awakened that piece of light inside you to be there, ready for you to now extend it. And then the same E, extend that light. Make the effort to share that light. Exert yourself. No muscle physiologically will grow without a greater effort. No spiritual muscle will grow without a greater effort. Greater love, kindness, compassion, generosity, tolerance, humility, greater. So then in closing, from the Creator's point of view, as we've said, there's no such thing as a Jew, Christian, Muslim, Buddhist, black, white, yellow, brown, American, whatever. There's only one thing, one perfect being on this earth. There's only infinite light shining. That's all the Creator sees. So then our objective is to take that picture, like if you think of a jigsaw puzzle, right? 5,000 pieces. You open the box, you dump it out, 5,000 scattered pieces. You keep looking back on the box, the original picture, and now you start to put the pieces together. So today, let's keep that picture in our mind. The picture as the Creator sees it, as we see it from the endless world. Perfect harmony. We're all part of each other. Our job is to bring all the pieces together like that jigsaw puzzle. Through what? Love, kindness, connect to the soul. This is why it's so important. If you don't have one, get a Zohar, even the pocket Zohar, keep it with you. Open it up, scan the Aramaic like we do the meditation. We're going to do now shortly the meditations on the 72 names. Just scan, awaken the light inside you, gives you added strength, guidance, power to go against your opponent, beat it up by sharing light and connecting yourself to that one infinite vessel, the other parts of your soul. I mean, imagine, how many of us only look and say, they only want their liver to be healthy. They don't care the stomach, they don't care the spleen, they don't care the brain, they don't care the lungs. Any of you? Or do you want all the parts of your body to be healthy, vital, and work together? You don't even want them just to be healthy. You want them to work together. So what happens if the liver and the kidneys and the spleen and the stomach and the intestine, they're all working perfectly, but they're all disconnected? Still not a healthy, vital being. So we want, as of today, to keep in our mind that picture. What the Creator sees is a perfect world, one human being, one spiritual essence. And then we want to do actions within our frame, our perspective, to draw them closer, draw the pieces together. Because we will receive the blessing. And then as more of us are drawing the pieces together, we speed up the process, speed up the process, speed up the process. And the faster you and I do those actions, the more we draw everyone else. Think about it. We're in a tug of war. Not with other people, but with their opponent in their head, like we're in a battle with our own. So the more people we have in the bigger picture on our side pulling with the light, the faster we pull all those people out of the mud of their delusion of all the reasons why to be divisive and hateful and selfish and egotistical, and we bring them into the side of the light. Every religion, every spirituality talks about the ultimate is utopia, heaven on earth, Garden of Eden, whatever name, paradise you want to give it. You and I today, and continuing to learn in this center, the methodology, how not to pray that it happens, not to wish that it happens, not to ask God that it happens. But as I've learned for 35 years in the center, the Kabbalah Center is teaching you, me, and everyone who's willing to come learn the methodology, how to make it happen. God bless. Thank you. So as we do every Sunday, to speed up the process, we need your help. We're all one soul, we're all together. So this is where we all have the opportunity to share back, to share an appreciation. If you've received anything for what you've learned today or anything in the center, help us. Help us spread the Zohar. Okay, I just put there online. Help us spread the Zohar. Help us spread this wisdom. Help people be able to come online, join Kabbalah.com, take the classes so they can learn this methodology also. And remember, the more you give, the more you get. Very simple. Very simple. So this is why we always take this moment to also bless our offering. So those of you who are here, you can physically hold your money in your hand, your gift. Those of you online, just do the meditation with us. And then afterwards, we'll have our meditation on the 72 names, one of them, to help strengthen our consciousness and take this with us. So hold in your gift, because the money is a vessel, and let's fill it with light, love, and gratitude. Especially that this is the new moon of Taurus, where we are determining what the entire month of Taurus will bring us. So let's raise the bar within ourselves. Greater appreciation, greater clarity, and true awareness that everything we've ever done, had, are capable to do, talents and abilities is only from the Creator. We are vessels filled with the light. Our job is to act as a conduit for that which the Creator filled us with. So we're taking this offering, this gift, this donation in appreciation and gratitude for what we've been given here in the center, and we're sending it out with more love, more light, more gratitude, and with the vision of activating 100% of the light in our soul, in the soul of people in the world, that the light will be revealed, the darkness will disappear, no more chaos, discord, pain, suffering, and death, and knowing that blessings, abundant blessings, will come back to us many, many times over, and together we say, Amen. Say Amen. So they can hear you around the world. Amen. So there we go. Okay, so we have this. Oh, let's see, for those of you here. This is one of the 72 names, Aleph, Vav, Mem. If you're unfamiliar, the Aramaic letters or the Hebrew letters created by nobody. They come out of the endless world. They are conduits of the light of the Creator, so they channel each one a unique energy. So this, as you see, Aleph, Vav, Mem. Building bridges, it's a way to strengthen and draw together. If you build a bridge, you're bringing two things together, two sides. So I want to use this today on the heels of what we've just spoken about to awaken the light inside of us that strengthens our desire for the light, our desire to build the bridges, draw the souls of people. I'm not saying we have to hang out with people who are behaving badly. Everybody has to come over for barbecue. No. But you and I want to be close and connected to the light, which is our soul, that's meanwhile extended in those 8 billion bodies on earth. So just let the shapes be ingrained in your mind's eye. And for those of you who don't know or can't sound this out, if you tried to sound this out, it's one of those terms that a lot of people use all around the world, as they call it the sound of the universe. Om. Om, the teachings of the Far East. Om, how you bring the universe together. Well, now you know where they got it. Building bridges, creating unity between all the parts of our soul. So if I can ask you, just sit comfortably in your chair, feet flat on the floor, hands comfortably in your lap, close your eyes. Take a few deep breaths, breathing in through your nose. Hold the breath for a moment. Exhale through your mouth. It says, and God breathed into man, and man became a living soul, because the air, which keeps our physical body alive, is a carrier for the light of the Creator that keeps our soul active, alive, and empowers every cell of our body and every atom in the universe. As you breathe in, letting that light flow from head to toe. As you exhale, letting go of whatever stress, tension, blockages you might have been feeling today. Relaxing into the metaphorical arms of the Creator. Relaxing into a greater connectedness, a greater sense of, a greater being enveloped by the infinite light in your soul. Allow yourself to feel elevated, ascending off your chair, up into the sky. Envision, feel, sense yourself elevating into that endless world beyond this world that is already, has always been just pure light, pure unity, love, oneness. And now envision these light force particles, the Aleph, Vav, Mem. See them in your mind's eye, radiating, pulsing with the light of the Creator. Feel an awakening in your soul. The light getting brighter, whatever clouds of darkness disappearing. And now see not only with the eyes of your mind, but as the Kabbalists call it, the eyes of your heart. That we are only one soul. That there is no one else but this one vessel that's filled with the one endless light. There's no distinctions, just pure oneness. Allow the Aleph Vav Mem to enter into your heart, into your mind, into your soul. That awakens, strengthens your desire for unity, oneness, awakens the clarity and the power from this moment forward to act as a greater conduit, shining more intensively the light from your soul out into the world, through every person, in every challenge, every situation, 24/7, unconditionally. Engrave this in your mind's eye, the eyes of your heart. That you can now experience this truth. And now together, let's take this energy, this awakening, and let's descend back to earth, back to our individual places, but seeing, feeling, acknowledging the spiritual interconnectedness, that soul internet. And with the Aleph Vav Mem, awakening new energy of our soul, of our potential, shining it out from our heart and soul out to all 8 billion parts of our spiritual being, clearing out the conduits, the pathways, removing all the illusion and limitation, and just sending out unconditional love. We see the world filled with light, surrounded in the light, and all of us living heaven on earth. Just engrave this vision, feeling, thought, sensation inside you, that it stays with you clearly, powerfully from this moment forward. And together we take one more deep breath, anchoring it, sealing it to stay with us, and slowly exhale as you open your eyes. Thank you for joining us, those of you around the world, those of you who are here. I wish you not only an amazing week, but because it is the new moon of Taurus, an amazing, amazing month. Lots of healing. Have a great week. Look forward to seeing you next week. God bless.
Thank you for joining us. If you liked what you saw, subscribe to this channel that you'll be notified when we post new videos. Share the video with your friends, they can also benefit. And check out the website, www.kabbalah.com, that's Kabbalah, for hundreds of articles and classes. Wish you an amazing day, and God bless.